Hey guys, this is Joe Manning and Garrett Watson from Made Fitness. We're here to give you a video on some stretching. First series of stretches we're going to do static stretching. As in the newsletter, you want to hold these stretches for about 30 seconds. Okay, and we're just going to go over some basic ones. If you have any questions regarding these stretches or any other stretches, feel free to contact us at the LNPD Global Fitness email address. First one we're going to do is what's called a standing quadricep stretch. Garrett's going to grab his toes, hold. Obviously, he would hold this for 30 seconds, but we're going to go through this quickly. Next leg, he would do his other leg, same way, standing quadricep. All right. So now we're going to do what's called a lying quadricep stretch. It's very similar. He's just going to lay on the ground, and he's going to grab, and it takes a little bit of the balance out of it, allows you to isolate the quadricep more, and he would do the other side as well. Okay. Now we're going to do what's called a standing hamstring stretch. Garrett's going to lock his knee out. He's going to reach down. You want to do this to the point of mild discomfort but not pain. That's critical, okay? He would hold this for a count of 30 seconds on each side, okay? Now he's going to do what's called a seated hamstring stretch. So he's going to sit down. He's going to bend one leg and have one leg straight. He's going to reach for his toes, right? And hold that for a count of 30, okay? So after this one, he's going to do what's called a seated adductor stretch. We also refer to this as the butterfly stretch. And you notice his knees are going down. He's got a straight back, chest is open, and he feels that really in his groin area. Now what we're going to do is called a lateral adductor stretch. So it's basically a sideways lunge. And you notice he's keeping his heel down on that foot that is extended, that leg that's extended. He's keeping that down. Now what we're going to do is what's called a gastric noxemius and soleus stretch. So he's going to kind of split, and he's going to keep that back leg down, his heel down, and he's going to kind of change the angle a little bit. He's going to feel it in his soleus and gastric noxemius muscles, which is your calf muscles. Very important muscles, easy ones to pull too. Okay, and obviously we do that on both sides. Our next stretch will be called what's the pretzel stretch, called the pretzel stretch. So he lays down, crosses one leg over the other, interlocks his fingers, and he puts his head and shoulders on the mat. That's important. Okay, you want to try to do that if you can. It gives you full range of motion of the stretch. Okay, our next stretch, he's going to be back on his feet. We're going to do what's called a forward lunge. It's a lunge in place. He's going to step, hands behind the ear. This one here, his back heel will go up, and he will put his knee down on the ground. And do it one more time, Garrett. He would hold this for about 15 to 20 seconds, or even up to 30 seconds. Okay, and do that one there. Good. Now our next one, he'll be back on the mat. It's called knee to chest. It's a very simple stretch, similar to the pretzel stretch in one way, except you're not crossing your legs, but the shoulder and head are on the mat. That is important. Okay, and he will bring that as far as he can to his chest and hold that for 30 seconds. Okay. Our next one, he'll be back on his feet. It's going to be a simple neck rotation, side to side, and then a gentle clockwise rotation one way when he rotates his neck one way, and then he would rotate it the other way. Okay. His next stretch is going to be called anterior shoulder and chest stretch. So he's going to interlock his hands behind his back, push him all the way down. His chest is open, his shoulder blades are back together. Nice, good posture. It's a nice, simple stretch. Okay. Our next stretch will be a cross arm stretch. He's going to pull his arm across without rotating his body. He's just going to pull his arm across to the point of a nice stretch, maybe mild discomfort at the most, no pain. Okay. And our last stretch will be a side bend. His hands will go over his head, and he's going to bend at the waist on the side right there, and he will bend the other way. And guys, that's just 14 simple static stretches. By no means is that all of them. There's many of them. So if you have any questions, reach out and contact us. Thank you. Hey guys, this is Joe Manning and Garrett Watson here from Made Fitness. We're going to discuss dynamic stretching next. The first portion was static stretching. Static stretching is something you do usually after an exercise session or on a session on its own. Dynamic stretching is what you want to do prior to a warm-up. It gets your muscles warmed up, gets the body temperature up, it gets your joints lubricated, allows your body to go through the full range of motion. Okay? And studies have shown dynamic stretching is the way to go prior to working out. So the first one we're going to do is what's called an RDL. So Garrett's going to bend right there at the hips, squat down, His hands come up, then he stands up. And you would probably want to do about 10 reps of those, or 15 to 20 seconds, anything like that, okay? Our next one will be the wave. So Garrett's going to go down on the ground. So he drops his hips down, his head comes up. It's a nice gentle movement. Butt goes back, knees are straight. Great way to stretch the lower back, stomach, abdomen area, okay? Our next one will be a simple bridge. Garrett will be on his back. His head and shoulders will stay on the mat. His hands are palms up, and he just raises his hips as high as he can. Like a rep range is, like I said, 10 to 15, or you can do it in a time fashion, 15 to 30 seconds. Okay, our next one is seal jacks. All right, it's a jumping jack variation. He's going to open the shoulder. He's going to do the full range of motion. You notice he's bringing his shoulder blades together. His feet are going out. His hands are going out. Good way to start getting the heart rate up, getting your bodies loose, muscles loose. Our next one is the inchworm. You need to take your time with this. This is not about doing this one fast, okay? He starts, his knees are locked. He walks out, drops the hips. Then he walks his feet towards his hands, which is the hardest part. And then he walks his hands out, and he drops his hips. And that will get your whole body working right there. Our next one will be a walking lunge, all right? So his hands are going to be behind his head. He's going to step, shoulder blades will pull back together, nice straight back, goes all the way down, plants that leg, drives his weight through the full foot. There you go, okay? Our next one will be a squat and turn. His hands are kind of in the same position as the forward lunge, right? He's going to get down. He's going to have a nice gentle bounce at the bottom. Gentle is the key word. Remember, this is a warm-up. You're not working out yet. You're just getting ready to work out. Pulling the shoulder blades together, head up, eyes always forward, never looking down. Okay? And then the last two, we're going to use a medicine ball, but you can use a dumbbell or any other object. So it's called the diagonal chop, just like you're chopping wood diagonally. So Garrett's going to go ahead and watch his eyes, follow the ball. There you go. Full range of motion. Now, obviously, we do this on both sides. And our last dynamic stretch is called a medicine ball wood chop, just like you're chopping wood overhead. Go all the way down, go all the way up. We'll get you ready to go for your workout. So guys, that's just some simple dynamic stretching. There's many more than that. And like in the previous static stretching, you have any questions, reach out and contact me.